It's going to be a very, very, very difficult season, and it's going to be hard for the fans. You guys are going to be challenged in ways you've not been challenged before, and I could definitely see that today. I saw a lot of people having a lot of difficulties dealing with this current situation, and that's where we have to challenge ourselves as well as fans. If we don't support this team, if we don't help them through this time of transition, and if we aren't patient in terms of getting the players back that can make a difference for the team, then we are going to struggle. That's the only way it is. That's how it is, guys. And I take a monotone view of it all. I know some of you lot would love to see me go into rant mode and meltdown, and because you're feeling the hurt, you want me to feel the hurt, and there's a few fans I could see that was being a little bit frustrated by that today. But I'm not going to do it, number one, because I know how bad this team is, and I've been saying it for a long time. Some of you guys just haven't been listening to me. Support the young players. The booing at the end of the Chelsea game was awful. It was a disgrace, because I actually saw the reaction there from the fans. That's the reason why I've taken an even more monotone view, where I'm not going to be emotionally hurt by this, because because it will be bad on the players. It would be bad on those young players that I want to go into the stadium and support. Yeah. When we get it wrong, of course, challenge them. Yeah. Tell it like it is. Don't hold back. I get all of that. But I've done my talking already. So it's a little bit like, do you remember when Dave Chappelle had seen Black Lives Matter? And they said to Dave Chappelle, look at all this Black Lives Matter movement. What do you think of it? Do you think it's fantastic? Do you think it's amazing? Is it something you want to be a part of? You know what Chappelle said? He says no, because I've been doing this for years, and y'all ain't been listening to me. So now they've got this whole movement up here where everybody, all cultures and different people from backgrounds and races are getting into it. That's what I've been asking you to do for years. And the fact that you're starting to do that, you don't need me. Yeah, you've got yourself to carry it forward. That's kind of how I feel. I've been talking about the lack of quality in the team, the problems in the front office, and the fact that the owners haven't put in competent people in the front office to get us forward. I've been talking about that for years, and those of you who have been on this channel know that. You know that. It's not like you're not listening to what I'm saying. So when I come in to a game like this and all I hear is Arteta, and you lot were barely even talking about Xhaka. Xhaka threw the team under the bus today, and all I was hearing was Arteta, 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 Arteta. It was almost like a lot of the fan base just cannot see the extensiveness of the problem. Some of you have. Credit to those of you who can see the problems and how big this issue is. But to a few others, it was just the same old, Arteta out, Arteta out. That ain't going to solve your problems. Guys, that's not going to save your problems. Yeah? You going through recycle management has never really helped a lot of teams. It hasn't. Yeah? Even now, we've seen what's happened with Man United, and Man United have done well. But the only difference between Man United and Arsenal is because they've thrown 800 million at the problem. They still have an average manager. I said the same thing. What did I say to you last year? When Chelsea spent 200 million, I said, great, fantastic, they've got some amazing players. The only problem they've got is Frank Lampard. Didn't I say that to you? And what happened? They sacked him. And then they ended up winning the Champions League. Now, that isn't going to happen with Arsenal, because Arsenal don't have that kind of money to throw into the market to bring those type of players in. We certainly can't attract players who want to play in the Champions League and all that. We're shopping in a different market. That's why we have the players we have now. And although Basuma would work well in our team, I agree with Tony and Bertram. I've said all along, we've gone out and we've taken the stance that we're going to buy young players and invest in them. And when I look at a Lokonga, Sambi, when I look at a Basuma, I'm happy that we paid 18 million for Sambi. I'd rather pay 80 million for Sambi than 70 million for Basuma. I didn't want Madison. I said to you, I would rather spend the money on a goalkeeper, on Odegaard, and a right back with that 70 million than spend it all on one player. When you're a team like us that needs to get bodies in, Buying a big player like Madison ain't going to make much difference because you have needs everywhere. Defense, midfield, striker, goalkeeper, you got needs everywhere. So it's not smart to spend 70 million on one player. What is smart is to use that money and bring in 2 or 3 players. That's what's smart. You can't solve this all in one summer or 2 summers. You're going to need some time to get it all done. And they brought in a lot of players, and we saw from today that a lot of players that they bought were not on the pitch. They weren't on the pitch against Chelsea. They weren't on the pitch against Man City. They will be on the pitch against Norwich and moving forward. Against Brighton, Spurs, Crystal Palace. They will be on the pitch in those games. And I'm not going to comment about Xhaka because you guys know what I think about that, yeah? But at the end of the day, this is about not accepting that there's a difference between understanding and accepting. Understanding a problem is knowing the situation and how you can react to it. So the fact that I know that Arsenal's in this position and this mess because of all the deciding factors that I've talked about means that I understand it. So emotionally, I'm not going to deteriorate, yeah? Accepting it is different. You should not accept it. You should always want the best for your team. You should always want them to have the best players, always have them to be mostly prepared, and that's how you can move forward. So there's a big difference, and I think a few people are kind of misunderstanding my stance on this. I just want to be clear, yeah? This is something that I understand, so it's cushioned the blows to me. Now I want to see this team go out and produce the next 5 games. And 3 or 4 of the games are winnable. All 5 of the games are winnable. It's nice, isn't it? When you don't have to play the Champions League champions or the league champions. You can actually say you've got a chance. But the performance today was awful. It was awful. It really was. And again, what did they do in the first 10, 15 minutes? They came out and they played well. They really had the efforts. And all of that was destroyed by poor defensive play. And as I said on my Twitter today, Wenger and Emery let in 51 goals. Arteta came in and improved it with 39 goals. 3rd best defence in the league, and did it with leadership from David Luiz. Where's David Luiz now? Where's David Luiz? He's sitting at home doing nothing, waiting for a team to call on his service to play in the Champions League because he wants to play in the Champions League. A lot of players do. Arsenal have let in 9 goals in 3 games. So that's what happens. You know, you set that trend last year. You set that level of temperament and expectations with your defense. And then you get rid of the man that is where all of your leadership comes from. Speak to anybody in the team. Speak to all the young players. The one thing they say is, David Luiz has really put his arm under my shoulder and taught me how to do things and showed me the ropes. He's a leader on the team. So you get rid of that leader, and what have you got? What exactly have you got? So I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Keep your chin up. First of all, in the international break, let's just take the week off. Yeah, go out, enjoy yourselves, do what you need to do, enjoy your family, your loved ones, you picnic them, you know, try and kind of forget about Arsenal for a bit. There's 3 games, there's 35 games left to go, and then come back with a renewed support and passion and emphasis on getting the results in the next 5 games. That's my advice. You don't have to take it, but my advice is kind of healthy because it's helped me. Yeah. So if you don't want to end up like that guy who's on Facebook who's screaming his lungs out, who needs to see a doctor, and you want to be a little bit more like me, I would kind of take my advice. Just saying. Speak to you guys later, man. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will kind of try and touch base with you. In fact, on Tuesday, we probably might do a countdown show for the end of the transfer window like we did last year, because that worked really well. And Thomas Partey was a big day for us when we got him in. So we might do something like that on Tuesday. So I'll speak to you guys later, man. Peace right back at you, and keep the faith, man. Back your team.